One of Trump's first actions in his second term of office was to grant clemency to roughly 1,500 defendants who had been convicted or charged of crimes following the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol. 132 of those individuals had been convicted of assaulting police officers. Trump defended his decision by stating it would be too difficult to evaluate each individually. Due to the blanket nature of Trump's order, there have been complications with the prosecutions which have sprung up surrounding the insurrectionists. One such example is Edward Kelly, age 35, who has now been convicted in the Eastern District of Tennessee on charges of conspiracy to murder federal employees, solicitation to commit a crime of violence, and influencing a federal official by threat. Kelly was convicted following a 3-day trial. The government is asking for life in prison for his sentence. The Kelly trial was complicated, though, due to Trump's earlier pardon of the January 6 insurrectionists. Kelly claimed in court documents that the pardon stretched to cover his actions in this case. Thankfully, the court rejected Kelly's argument, stating none of the substantive offenses or charging provisions overlapped. In his January 6 case, Kelly had been found guilty of 3 felonies: civil disorder, destruction of government property, and assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain officers. While his January 6 charges and trial were pending, Kelly compiled a kill list of federal agents and employees who were investigating his conduct on January 6th. The federal judge determined that there was insufficient causal connection to the events that occurred at or near the U.S. Capitol on January 6 for the purposes of the pardon. Another example can be seen in David Daniel of Mint Hill, North Carolina. Daniel is currently charged with production of child pornography and possession of child pornography. The images were found, according to Hill, based on the investigation into him from his participation in the January 6th insurrection. The court has not yet ruled on whether the blanket pardon will cover Hill's pending charges or suppress the evidence that was found during the course of the investigation. Matthew Huddle, another January 6 defendant, was shot and killed by Indiana police after he resisted and ended up in an altercation with law enforcement following a traffic stop. Huddle had a firearm in his possession during the traffic stop and altercation. Huddle had previously been to prison for abusing his then 3-year-old son. Huddle is only one of many previously convicted felons which received the Trump blanket pardon. Theodore Middendorf pled guilty to predatory criminal sexual assault of a child having committed an act of sexual penetration on a 7-year-old. Peter Schwartz has 38 previous convictions dating back all the way to the early 90s, including assault with a deadly weapon, terroristic threats, and assaulting his wife. Casey Hopkins served a 7-year prison sentence for forcible rape. Edward Richmond Jr. was convicted of manslaughter and dishonorably discharged from the military after shooting a handcuffed Iraqi cowherder in the head with his rifle. Jonathan Mellis has a conviction of drug trafficking. Benjamin Martin had convictions for obstruction of a public officer and multiple batteries. Edward Hemingway previously pled guilty to sexual battery and criminal confinement. These are the people that stormed the Capitol on January 6th. These are the people that the law and order president sent back to live among us. It is shameful and should never be forgotten.